What's up, everybody? It's your boy LVS Void here, coming in with a new what if on the channel, which is what if Naruto had the eyes of the Lord. So I'm just gonna start the video saying apologizing for not uploading for a week. Again, I've just been dealing with a bunch of other family stuff. I just haven't been like really wanting to upload. I don't know what it was, but I just haven't wanted to upload. So again, I would say this is what if Naruto had the eyes of the Lord. So the eyes of the Lord is from a series Record of Ragnarok. It's an anime of like basically just a whole bunch of people fighting like gods versus mortals and stuff. Anyway, so the eyes of the Lord is a really overpowered thing. It comes from the man Adam, the first human, the first person. The eyes of the Lord basically allows you to copy any type of ability or attack just by looking at it. So it's basically like the Sharingan on steroids. So yeah, basically Naruto will have that. And there are basically no like limits to what it can copy. So it'll literally be able to copy anything just from looking at it. So like, no, we'll get into it. So we'll just start this off. We'll start off with Naruto being born, with Kushina and Minato in the secret area, with Kushina just giving birth to Naruto. You know, babies don't open the eyes, so they don't really see the eyes of the baby, so that's kind of the same. Suddenly, Obito, or known as Madara, I'll just continue to say it's Obito, would come in and would have killed all the nurses before taking Naruto and holding a kunai up to him, telling Minato to give the Nine Tails Jinchuriki to him. With Minato then saving Naruto and basically teleporting away, Obito would take Kushina to the ritual scenario and would rip out the Nine Tails, as well as putting a contract on the Nine Tails and summoning it into the village. Minato, who was taking his Hokage responsibilities, would do everything in the original, with him stopping the Nine Tails and sealing half of the Nine Tails into Naruto, as well as sealing the other half inside himself, with both Kushina and Minato dying through the nail, saving Naruto. Naruto would have not have cried or basically moved in an uncomfortable way the entire time, which would have caught the interest of Minato, as Naruto will have the same type of personality as Adam, a caring type figure, like a father figure type person, because he'll basically be like the reincarnation. Basically, we'll skip to when the age of 4 of Naruto. During this time, the villagers would have heard that Naruto is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki through Danzo, who has spread out a rumor that Naruto is the Nine Tails itself. And so basically Naruto's entire childhood would be isolated and lonely. Naruto, however, would not think much about it, as he does not really want the appreciation or satisfaction from the village, and would be a quiet type person who is just admiring the village as some place that is safe and nurturing for the future children and future generations. Hiruzen would have taken notice of this, and would have noticed that Naruto isn't like any other child. He is calm and collected, and would have had a type of Hokage type intellect from a very young age, same as like Itachi. The third Hokage wouldn't have done anything to help in this situation, and he would have just continued to do his normal Hokage duties. And again, like we all know, Hiruzen being a really bad Hokage and a bad figure for the village itself, everything would go to the original, with him letting Danzo do whatever he wanted, as well as having Naruto have a pretty tragic childhood. We'll skip to when Naruto is now in the academy. In the academy, Naruto would have been smart and perceptive of everything going around him, and he would have been able to learn everything that was handed to him. He would have been able to perfectly throw each kunai in fights. He would have been able to copy anyone's movesets, basically, you know, the Sharingan on steroids, and would have been able to beat everyone with relative ease, not getting scratched or touched, not even once. Iruka, who is their teacher, would have noticed that Naruto's eyes seem to change whenever he's in a fight, and would notice that this might be a type of dojutsu from Naruto, from a hidden clan that he might have been from, as again, no one knows that Naruto is actually the son of Minato Okushina. He would have told Hiruzen about this fact, that Naruto might have a dojutsu, as his eyes change whenever he's in battle, and would have the type of pattern of the eyes of the Lord. With Hiruzen going to after school to see Naruto, he would have asked Naruto to use his dojutsu, or use the same type of thing he used in a fight, and Naruto would show him the eyes of the Lord. Hiruzen would be astonished by the fact that he has a dojutsu, Kiki Genkai, would try to figure out if this might have been from the Namikaze clan or from the Uzumaki clan, but through the records of everything would find out that this might be something, that this is totally different, that this isn't anything to do with the Namikaze clan or the Uzumaki clan, and might put it up thinking that the combination of these two clans made something new. So Hiruzen again would keep Naruto as with the last name Uzumaki, and wouldn't send it up for a new clan, as he doesn't want any of the higher ups in the village, well, not really higher ups, I mean like the council, to know of Naruto's clan, because they might be able to figure out that Naruto might be from might be the child of Minato and Kushina, as he does look like a carbon copy of Minato. Skipping through all of the years of the academy, we'll skip to the last day, which is the test. With the test being, with everyone going into the classroom, Naruto wouldn't have been really much of friends with anyone, and would have taken like a big brother type of attitude, like a father type attitude type of thing with all the other students, as he was very highly intelligent for his age, being smarter than anybody else there, including some of the teachers, as he basically just took all his type of smarts from Minato, as well as being the reincarnation of Adam. The same thing would happen with him and Hanato at the age of 4, so Hanato would have the same type of admiration and kind of love for Naruto. Naruto wouldn't mind this, as well as he wouldn't have asked out Sakura or anybody else, as he does not really have any romantic feelings for anybody. Naruto is now the age of 13, I'm pretty sure, at the start of the series, would go towards his test. Because he had the eyes of the Lord, he doesn't really need to have any practice with any jutsu, so he would automatically be able to use the transformation jutsu, which is transforming. He would transform into Iruka. He would use the clone jutsu. He would just make 3 clones beside him. He would also use the I forgot to say it. The swapping out jutsu, you know. And he would be able to do that with ease. Iruka would pass him, with Naruto getting his headband, and Mizuki, I can't even remember their names now, it's been so long since I've done a WF. Mizuki would think on how we can actually get Naruto to steal the Scroll of Ceilings. With the end of the day, Naruto has gotten his headband, and Iruka would have taken him out, congratulating him to get a bowl of ramen. Iruka would have the same type of relationship with Naruto, being his type of big brother type of figure in Naruto's life. And when they would have gotten out to Ichiraku Ramens for a dinner to congratulate Naruto, Mizuki would think of other plans on how he can get the Scroll of Sealing, and would just go to steal it himself, but would fail, as the Anbu would have caught him, and he would have been sent to jail for his crimes of treason against the village. We'll have the next 2 weeks of a time skip with Naruto not really doing anything, as he doesn't really need to do anything like train or anything, as everything comes so easy to him. We'll skip the 2 weeks now, with the teams getting into the orientation. Same what happened in the original, with Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura, who the third Hokage would have decided that this would be a very straightforward strength type of team, which having Naruto, who was the first in the class, was Sakura also in the first in class, and Sasuke, who was second, using them as a very strong team to help with support or attack, as all teams are made for either stealth or something like that. Like in the original, all the teams would go the same, and Team 7, Naruto's team, would be assigned to Kakashi. Naruto, who is basically pretty lazy in this as well, would basically just go for a nap, waiting for Kakashi to come, and after 3 hours of waiting, Kakashi would finally show up. Naruto wouldn't have the need to try prank Kakashi, as he doesn't really care, and Kakashi would tell everyone that they're all pretty boring, and to meet him up on the rooftop. Kakashi's waiting on the rooftop would see both Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura coming up the stairs, and would greet them, telling him their likes, dislikes, their goals and admirations, and all that stuff. Sakura, who was pretty annoying at this stage of Naruto, would ask Kakashi to demonstrate of what they're supposed to do, with Kakashi telling them that his likes, he doesn't really have any, his dislikes, doesn't really have any, his goals and ambitions, they shouldn't know about that, and all the rest of Team 7 would deadpan, I think they said, realizing that the only thing they got from him was his name. Kakashi would say, "Pink hair, you can go first," with Sakura getting annoyed by this, but not outwardly showing it, and would say that her name is Sakura. Her likes, you're looking at Sasuke and giggling. Her dislikes, she would yell, "Ino pig." She wouldn't dislike Naruto in this, but would have like a neutral type of stance on him, as he didn't really annoy her, but wouldn't actually like him as well, as they haven't had any real interactions with each other, aside from sometimes of Naruto helping with some of his classmates with some of the homework or tests or whatever they have during the times in the academy. Next, he would go to Sasuke, asking the emo boy to tell everyone his likes and stuff. Sasuke would say like tomatoes, or he would say the original, with him saying, "And yeah, I've got a goal to kill someone," with Kakashi as well as Naruto thinking, "Wow, that's real grim," but with Kakashi realizing that he's talking about Itachi. He would last say to Naruto to go, calling him calling him Pikachu, as he still does have his spiky blonde hair. And Naruto would say his likes would probably be Ichiraku Ramen, Iruka Sensei, and the village. He would say his dislikes, he doesn't really have any dislikes, except for how the world is right now. He would go through his like a little speech about talking about how the world seems to be unfair, and Sasuke and Sakura, they didn't really understand this, as they don't have the knowledge of the outside world, but Kakashi would fully understand this, as he does realize how the world is unfair, and how the shinobi world itself is very cruel. You know, Naruto, his goals, he would still want to be Hokage, as he still wants to be the father type figure for the village, and would like everyone to lean on him, and kind of not really accept him, but he wants to help the village, and he wants to make the world a better place for his children and their children. So basically he's like kind of like an Adam type person, you know, who always loves his children. Kakashi would say that they are not actually getting at this stage, and would actually say that they have a getting test, which will be starting tomorrow, and would tell them to not eat anything. With Kakashi saying that, he would poof out of existence, as that was actually just a clone, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would be annoyed by this, as he didn't actually really come to do the meeting. Naruto, however, would have been able to use his Eyes of the Lord, and would have copied this jutsu, which would have been the Shadow Clone Jutsu. We were shown that Kakashi can use the Shadow Clone Jutsu from the War Arc, so we can assume that this would be also the Shadow Clone Jutsu. So Naruto would now have the Shadow Clone Jutsu in his arsenal. I would also like to say that Naruto also does not have to do any hand signs to do any of these jutsus, as the Eyes of the Lord is just like a full step type of thing, where you just get it, you know? So there's no extra steps to do the actual jutsu itself. So that would also be something which would make Naruto really overpowered. We'll skip to the next day. Naruto would have ate as he doesn't really listen to anybody, and that tells him just not to eat, as he would know as the first meal of the day is the most important of the day, and would meet up at the assigned time, which would have been like 9 o'clock, we'll just say, and I would have seen Sasuke and Sakura waiting. He would wait there as well. For the next 3 hours again, Kakashi would arrive, saying that the test that they'll be doing is the bell test, and he would say that there's 2 bells. Sakura would ask, but there's 3 of us here. That means one of us not gonna be able to pass. Kakashi would say, yes, that is correct. One of you will not pass, and the other 2 will be able to pass and become real genin. He would say that there's only a 66% chance that you guys will actually pass this test, and that everyone else is doing this test as well. And he would start the timer for 1 hour and tell everyone to go. Starting the timer, Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto would have rushed to the bushes, trying to figure out a plan. They all would have rushed into different directions, so that they are not anywhere near each other. And Naruto would devise a plan to use his Shadow Clone jutsus, as well as trying to get other type of jutsus and techniques from Kakashi during this fight. Naruto would rush out, summoning at least 100 Shadow Clones, which would surprise Kakashi as well as Sakura and Sasuke, as they didn't know Naruto actually had this type of capability, as he hasn't really shown extraordinary feats during the academy days, and has only shown kind of the bare minimum to get the best results during the academy, always just one-upping Sasuke, as they still have that type of rivalry during the academy days, as Sasuke also would have accepted that Naruto is strong and would have accepted him as his type of rival, but also still wouldn't have really been friends with him, only as someone to beat, to reach his goal of killing Itachi. Naruto would rush towards Kakashi, trying to get as much out of him as possible, and would have at this time activated the Eyes of the Lord, using all his jutsus and techniques that he had before. He would have been able to use all techniques as he had at the time, which would have been 3 basic techniques, the transformation stuff, to try fight Kakashi. During this time, Kakashi would either dodge, as he is still much stronger than Naruto, but with all these clones he's getting worn down, and Sasuke would have come out the bushes and used the fireball jutsu, as he known that these clones aren't real, and Naruto is probably nowhere near the actual fight, and would have blasted a fireball jutsu at Kakashi. Naruto, still using his Eyes of the Lord, would have been able to copy the fireball jutsu, and would now have that in his arsenal. Naruto, as well as all the clones, would have jumped in the air as well, all blasting their own fireball jutsu, and a rain of fireballs would come down to Kakashi. Kakashi, with his eyes wide open, or his one eye open, would be astonished at the amount of chakra and the amount of how much of a prodigy Naruto is, to instantly be able to pick up and see after one time and do the fireball jutsu. Sasuke would be pissed, as this Dobi, as he would have said, has just copied his clan's jutsu. It's not really his clan's jutsu, it's just what his clan's famous for. And would be annoyed that Naruto has just copied this, and that it took him like a single glance to be able to copy the jutsu, as it took him ages to do it. Not ages, but it would take him like hours, like it did in the original. Kakashi would have used his swapping jutsu, where he swapped with a piece of wood, and would have gotten out of there. Naruto would meet up with Sasuke and try to find Sakura, as they need to devise a plan with all of them using as much teamwork as possible, as Kakashi is still a Jonin and Naruto is still, he would be about like a Chunin level, as he's like so much stronger than everybody else. But Sasuke would be the exact same type of strength, and Sakura would still be pretty weak as the original. As we know that they're kind of like Chunin level Sasuke and Naruto during these times. During this time again, Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura would have devised a plan, with Naruto rushing out towards Kakashi now, summoning more clones and using more fireball jutsus, with Sasuke coming in behind him using the mole type of jutsu, as they saw from, not always saw, but I think Sasuke has that mole jutsu where they come up with him and would have tried to grab Kakashi's feet, as after the fireballs have gone and Kakashi's still there, Sakura would have tried to go and grab the bells, succeeding in doing so as well. The timer would go off and Kakashi would congratulate the group for getting the bells and would tell Sakura who she's going to give her extra bell to. Sakura, who is still dumb and doesn't hate Naruto, but still has admiration towards him, would say that she doesn't deserve the bells and would actually give both her bells to both Sasuke and Naruto. Kakashi would eye smile at this and saying that they actually all passed, as they all used teamwork in that last ditch effort, as well as Sakura sacrificing her own position as a genin to Naruto and Sasuke, and would have been able to pass and would have been officially granted Team 7 genin. So that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I really do hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be trying to post more often during this week and next week, but I've just had a lot going on. Make sure you do subscribe and hit that like button, as it does give me like a reason to carry on posting and doing these videos. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much.